Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Johnny signing in again from Johannesburg, South Africa. I want to tell you about the power of Lifewave X39. It reactivates your own stem cells in your body, and you get up to 4,000 new genes in your body, which fights any disease and issues in your body. So it's a non-invasive patch. It looks like this, and you stick it on parts of your body. And when it's a part of your body, it reactivates your copper peptide in your brain, which reactivates your stem cells in your body. So it's not like big pharma's here. Stem cell injection that costs you over 25,000 US dollars, and you can only get it in certain countries, and your body can reject it. There's only a 50% uh, working rate of the injection. This medical patch, my own point of view, this activates your own stem cells in your body and creates new genes. I put out a testimonial every week of an issue or a disease of what people are struggling with out there in the world. We hold over 200 worldwide patent rights on this medical patch. Remember, it's my point of view, my own point of view. And you can only get it from one of the brand partners at Lifewave. We sell directly to the people that need it. We don't market it in big business where everybody has to put a markup up, and then it'll be out of the reach of the people that really need it. So that's what we do. So today I want to welcome you to the Lifewave family. And remember, it's the only technology of its kind in the world today. So my testimonial of the week would be right up here, week number, and then in red you'll get the testimonial of the week. Your first video will give you testimonials from people that are on this medical patch and what it's done for them and how it's helped them. And then the video thereafter would be a full presentation of how to wear this product and what you can get out of it, the benefits you can get out of it, and all that type of thing. And then on the last video, you'll find my contact details. So if you have a disease that you would like to see testimonials on that specific disease, or like high blood pressure or sugar diabetes, I will send you testimonials from all over the world with people that are on the medical, my own point of view, the patch, and then you can see for yourself what it's done for those people. So on the last video, you'll find QR codes from YouTube, from Rumble, and from BitChute. That is the long videos that will tell you all about it, and you can see the testimonials and how the presentation of how this works. And then if you're one of the people that struggle with data and that, you can follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X, and you'll find a QR code of my WhatsApp channel. And next to that, there's a QR code taking you direct to my email address. And on the other side of the page, you'll find Telegram. So if you want to use Telegram, you can scan that and go into my Telegram account. Guys, if you go into BitChute, we've got hundreds of followers, but no subscribers. Very few subscribers. Guys, please subscribe so that we can get to millions more people out there. And my Rumble account, it's exactly the same. We got viewers, but no subscribers. Please subscribe there. Or on my YouTube channel. I got a few subscribers, but I had hundreds more, thousands more. YouTube took it down and I lost all those subscribers. So please subscribe there again. And there's there you can drop me a cup of coffee or something to help me keep all this work up on all those channels. And please follow me on the smaller channels such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Follow me there, and so we can get to millions of more people that need this miracle patch. Oops, my own point of view. This patch, you just stick it on a part of your body. It's a non-invasive patch, so nothing's going into your bloodstream. So if you're on tablets, you can still wear this. This is just activating your body to work, not in your bloodstreams and going in all over like big pharma's Smarties, and they give you a tablet for this and a tablet is something else in your body. So this is a non-invasive patch. So guys, thank you for being here, and you'll see me again next week for the next one, and we'll take it from there. Remember, the testimonial of the week is up, yeah? It's in red, and the week number. So thank you for being here, and hope to see you on the last page, and we'll take it from there. Thank you, and enjoy the week and enjoy the weekend. See you next week.
So I start wearing the X39. Day 8, I woke up in the morning and I thought, wow, this is different. I feel pretty good. I wanted to jump out of bed and I said, whoa, hold your horses, girl. You can't jump. You can't walk. 3 weeks, I got my balance back. So I went right in, body in at diamond level. And that was the start of Lifewave. And now after 2 years, Amy, I mean, I almost get tears in my eyes thinking about this. I finally know what it's like to have optimum health. Mm-hmm. I've never been healthy in my life. First off, my background, I was sick most of my life, as you said. I had severe allergies from the time I was 5 till I was 23. I couldn't go out in the summertime. I couldn't breathe. It was terrible. Then in 1980, I had Legionnaire's disease in my lungs, almost died, left my lungs full of scar tissue. Therefore, if you got a cold in the winter, I got pneumonia. 1988, I had hepatitis A, Epstein-Barr, and chronic fatigue syndrome. It left me completely immune compromised. Went to the hospital, 9.5 hours in emerge. They gave me CAT scans, every test under the sun. And at the end of the evening, some young nurse came up and she said, Mrs. Ballin, you've gone completely deaf in your left ear. I said, oh, go away. I said, my left ear has always been plugged from allergies. She said, no, you're completely deaf. And she said, you have totally no balance, not vertigo, no balance. The only way I could stand was with my legs wide apart. If I tried to put my legs together, I would fall over. And I walked around like I was drunk. So they sent me to an ENT. He gave me an MRI, put me on massive doses of steroids. Boy, if I thought I was sick before, was I sick after that? And after that, I went in to see him, and he said, if you go completely deaf past the age of 50, you'll never get your hearing back. Well, lo and behold, the next day, my friend Tanya Miller calls from Florida with Bob Campbell, and she says, what do you know about stem cells? So, of course, I ordered them. 2 years on these patches. I've spent 2 winters in Florida now, no social distancing, no masks, and I haven't been sick. I am so grateful. I am so, so grateful. Now, over the last 2 years, prior to the patches, I used to be constipated all the time. I've never had that problem again. I wake up in the morning now. I get out of bed with the vitality and energy of somebody who's 40. I can't believe this. I can't even put in words what it's like to have my energy and vitality at a biological age of 77. I am so blessed. And I also noticed this year when I went home, I've always had receding gums, all kinds of gum problems with my teeth. I went to see the periodontist in April of this year in Canada. And he said, oh my God, Mrs. Mallon, I've never seen your teeth. I mean, your gums look so healthy. And I noticed last year, I used to have a big gap between 2 teeth at the back here. I could almost stick my tongue in between those 2 teeth. And I noticed last year, it seemed to be closing up a bit. Now there's hardly any gap. And he said, your gums are coming back down again. He said, I've been in this business for 32 years. I've never seen this before. And I said, oh, well, I said, here's what I'm doing. And I wanted to tell him about the X39. He said, oh, I don't want to know about that. It'll put me out of business. And he left the room and left me with the lady to clean my teeth. Can you imagine?
So whether you're here for the first time or you've come back again for another overview, or you've got some guests and friends and family member that you've invited, what we're going to be sharing this evening becomes more powerful the more that you remain connected and watch and discover what is infinitely possible. So the question on the screen is, have you been patched yet? And my job here tonight is to really awaken a different paradigm in health and well-being so that you get back to the person who invited you and say, how do I get patched? That's what my objective is. Let's see if I actually manage to do that. So this is stem cell reactivation technology in a patch. And yep, it does look like that. You wear it on your skin. I'm going to explain this a little bit just now, but it's a product way ahead of its time. But to explain this, I've got a little video at the beginning, and then we're going to break it down into more detail.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisitinfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there.
Now, what I'm sharing with you this evening, when I first saw the video, it was interesting, but it didn't connect with me until my son was patching. And my son has been struggling with type 1 diabetes. I believe personally that one of the most misunderstood diseases that people can have. And he struggled with it for 7 years. He's 30 this year. Well, he's 31 now. But last year he had to move back home with us because he couldn't function. He couldn't, his sugar levels were too crazy. And thanks to Chris, said, try this, Tim. So we tried this X39 patches and a few of the other ones. And after 7 weeks, he came to me, walked into this very office that I'm speaking to you from. And he said, Dad, feels like I've got hope again. Now you're a parent. Imagine one of your children becomes virtually disabled, that they are not able to function, not able to get out of bed. They've got neuropathy, head pain, aches, can't sleep. And you wonder when you wake up in the morning if they've crashed into another diabetic coma. That's how we lived. So when that happened, it changed the whole family dynamic. We were stressed, we were anxious. His mom was overwhelmed and depressed, and it breaks the family unity. So we're not talking about just one person's health here. We're talking about family. That's when it made a big difference to me. But one of the key things that I needed to check on was, who is this company? What do they stand for? Are my values, do I associate with them? There's so many options and opportunities and things out there that claim to do well, but you wonder, what is the efficacy of the company? What are their values? How long have they been around? And this is what I discovered. So Lifewave was founded in 2004. Check. A company that's been around for that long is doing something right. Is in over 87 countries around the world. So if you do decide you want to take this further and look at a business side of it, we're talking international here. Now look at those numbers over there. What company around the world goes from, in 2021, a 20 million company to projected $1 billion this year? That means something is working. And it's shown in the massive growth over the last 5 years, where in the industry that Lifewave plays in, the direct selling industry or network marketing, multi-level marketing industry, has been recognized in 2024 and 2025 by being given a Bravo Growth Award. It's the fastest growing network marketing organization or company in this industry. Now that is massive. So there we got credibility of the company. Check number one. The next was, who are the people behind this? Now, who here has been involved with something that was presented to them as a great opportunity or a wonderful product, only to find a few months later, a year down the line, that it was just a sham? Well, I've been there. So if you have as well, I feel your pain. So I wanted to know, this wasn't just a paid actor. The company is sound. Who are the people behind it? Now, David Schmidt, he's the founder and the CEO. You'll find him all over social media. You'll find him doing presentations. He's on stage. He is readily available for discussions. You can see the amazing amount of times that he's around. He's a scientist and an inventor. Phenomenal story there about his childhood. So ask the person who invited you, give you some of that info from David Schmidt when he first started his journey and getting Lifewave going all the way back in the early 2000s. He now holds over 200 issued patents, and I'm going to explain why that is so important for you just now. He specializes in phototherapy, which is light technology, we'll explain in a moment, and age reversing. Who here? Put your hand up if you'd like to reverse your age. Those fine lines and wrinkle. What about this gray stuff or the balding or just your general health, your heart health? And in 2008, David Schmidt started to focus his attention on stem cell research. Now, you heard a little bit about what stem cells are and the importance. We're going to talk about it in a moment. Now, the X39 patch, which is this, is the specific one we're going to be focusing on tonight. Now, there are 9 patches in total. We're just going to be focusing on this, and it is the main one. Now, he's taken 10 years, or it took him 10 years of study and research, and over $4.5 million to bring this to the market. So, company check, David Schmidt check. I mentioned there are 200 patents, but what does that actually mean? Now, when I first saw this, I was like, I'm a skeptic, okay? I researched stuff. So I went online to see, is this legitimate or did somebody go and make it on Canva? It's real. You can check it out yourself as well. Now, in a patent, you have to be able to show unequivocally, unquestionably, that what you're stating is true. And in the patent over here, one of the 200 ones, it says there that the beneficial effects of providing phototherapy to the human body as a result of elevating copper peptides, including activation of stem cells. So the patents are real, company's real, the founder is real. Then last year, something else. Not only recognition within the environment, the business environment, which has been around for over 160 something odd years. This is not new. But so is Lifewave being recognized in the research side of things, where they won an award there. You can see it on the screen, 2025 Biotech Breakthrough Award for Stem Cell Innovation of the Year, against thousands of nominations from over 15 countries. So recognized and also proven to show that what they're saying is actually true. The science, the research, it's there. Over 80 clinical trials and more research. You're welcome to ask the person for details about that. So there's a lot of scientific research behind it. So that's the company. Let's have a look at why stem cells. What are these? Why are they so important? Now, you heard a little bit in the video earlier on, but a stem cell is effectively the most intuitive cell in your body. Every single cell, every part of that makes you up as a human being starts as a stem cell. Now, the problem that we have is as we get older, you have less and less active stem cells, to the point by the time you're 60, you've only got 6 years to go, you've only got 10% of the stem cells you had when you were a teenager. Now, to me, that sounds like a raw deal. So if I've got a way that I can naturally, without chemicals, pills, and potions, enhance that ability for my body to stay active, stay strong, and also, well, let's go backwards in age a little bit, buy more stem cells, why wouldn't you? So this is how this little patch works. It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. Now, you may have heard of phototherapy before when you go into the sun. It is light technology. You're told, go into the sun to get vitamin D. Vitamin D is such a needed hormone in your body. So when you go into the sun, there's a specific light wave frequency, UVB ray, that comes from the sun that when it touches your skin, it tells your body to activate more vitamin D. So you don't physically get vitamin D from the sun. It's that light wave frequency. And that's what these patches do. They work on light frequency. Now, it's a patented nanocrystal technology. Now, what does that mean? Well, inside this little guy, there are tiny little crystals. And it's these which reflect back the light that your body naturally emits, because we are all light energy beings. Now, here's a couple of key things for me. No drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants. Nothing actually goes into your body. All that this patch does is that specific frequency of light that these nanocrystals are designed to reflect back activates that ability inside your body to create the copper peptides which awaken the dormant stem cells. So it's non-transdermal. Nothing goes in. And it's non-invasive as well. So if you are on any medication that you have been put on by the doctor, and please at this point, I'm not here to diagnose, treat, or cure. And I would never say these patches cure anything. Okay? That's not for me to say. But if you are on any medication and you do need to check with your doctor, by all means do that. But there won't be a negative effect on whatever medication you are, because nothing goes into your body. What are the benefits? Well, from my side and my story, you've heard my son, his neuropathy with his type 1 diabetes. His neuropathy cleared up. Now, neuropathy is this burning pain in his feet. He'd have to stick his feet in ice baths sometimes. Would keep him awake at night, and he struggled to sleep anyway. So his neuropathy went, his pain in his jaw went, his pain all over his body, his brain fog lifted. Yep. Brain fog, that's a real thing as well. For me personally, I'm blessed to be very healthy. I'm active. I have no specific aches and pains, but I need to be a product of the product. So for me, after 5 days, my mental clarity improved. I haven't had brain fog for years, but I found that I could remember things quicker and easier, and my energy levels increased. I used to struggle with a bit of an afternoon slump after lunch at 3, 4 o'clock. And after 5 days, I realized I don't have that energy slump anymore. That, to a business professional or a sports person, a high-functioning person, is worth a lot of money. You can see the rest of the things on here. I'm going to share some testimonials with you that'll really amplify this as well. So what are the long-term results? Well, 4,000 genes start to reset quite quickly once you're patched. Your brain becomes more balanced. Collagen increases. Oh, ladies, collagen. Anybody here take collagen powder? Pills? So what if your body could activate and regenerate and create more of its own collagen? No pills and potions. How powerful is that? You're going to see some testimonials on this just now. And then heart reversing in age. Now, David Schmidt is in his 60s, and the science has shown that he's got the heart age of somebody in their 30s. So this is not anti-aging. What David Schmidt says is it's age reversal. There's a big difference. How do you wear it? You wear this patch. It's like a little sticker. It's about the size in South Africa of a £5 coin, or £1 if you're in the UK, about 4 centimeters in diameter. And you stick it on your body, either on C7 on your neck or under your navel. These are the areas where it's recommended, because when the research and the science is being done, the medical research was being done by the scientists, this was where they placed it. But it has also been shown that it works pretty much anywhere on your body. So you wear it for 12 hours, you take it off. So wear it during the day, you take it off so body can rest, rejuvenate, and repair at night. The other patches, you can also mix and match them, but we're not going to go into detail right now about that. I'll share what those are right at the end. But you wear it for 12 hours and you take it off afterwards. Now in South Africa, I suppose around the world as well, we like to stretch our money. So if you're really saying this sounds, wow, amazing, how much is it going to cost? I'm going to cover that. But what we do in our household is we manage to use it for a little bit longer. So my wife gets the new patch and I get what's called a second-hand one. I don't need it as much. However, it still has benefit. So you can just stretch it a little bit. So the X39 works where your body needs it. We've got the most amazingly intuitive healing machines here. We just don't know how to help them to actively heal itself. So he advises, how long do you wear the patch for? So you're going to start off with a minimum protocol of 3 months. Ideally, commit to 6. Healing takes time. I had a client last year. He was patching, and after 2 weeks, he said, it's not working. I want my money back. Now, it comes with a money-back guarantee, sideline note there. And I asked him, he was struggling with knees. He had osteoarthritis in knees. He used to be a cricketer, and he was now struggling in his 60s. His dream, play with his grandson. And he said, no, 2 weeks, not going to do it. I said, well, how long have you had this issue with your knees, the pain, the inflammation, the osteoarthritis? He said, oh, at least a few decades. So let's be realistic. This is not a get well quick scheme. This is healing at a cellular level. Commit minimum 3, if not 6 months. But what the science has shown, and David Smith recommends, 3 months to start, and then 1 month per decade that you've been alive for optimum opportunity. So don't even look and analyze until 3 months, ideally 6. So also remembering everybody's unique. I have many people who, after a few hours, have felt a marked difference. For my son, 7 weeks. For me, 5 days. Everybody's different. So there's no one story for absolutely everybody. And there's a couple of important things that you need to look at, because we're talking about holistic healing. We're not talking about just patch and carry on smoking, drinking, and eating fatty foods and going to the local takeaway all the time. No. You need to be having a look at your entire body, which means drinking plenty of fresh, clean, not tap, water. And what about electrolytes? What about your salts? Perhaps every day, with at least 3 or 4 times a day with your water, take a little pinch of pink Himalayan salts, because your body needs these electrolytes in order to flow, because we are electrical energy beings after all. So we're going to go through a couple of testimonials with you here, and right at the end, you'll be hearing a live one as well. So on the screen here, we've got a topography map. Now, this is sort of like a heat scan of a brain, if you want. Call it that simply. And on the left-hand side, you'll see that circle with a red there. That indicates that there's a lot of inflammation in the brain. So this is a 77-year-old woman, and the X39 was placed in the back of her neck. So in the week 1, she had very little brain coherence, unlikely to be able to speak, not aware of what's going on around, not be able to function, probably also bedridden as well. After 3 weeks from the scan, you can see inflammation gone. Now there's some brain coherence coming back. So now a bit of language, perhaps a little bit of memory comes. And after 6 weeks, a complete turnaround. Improved stem cell activity, brain coherence, talking, functionality. Inflammation reduces blood flow increases, more stem cells can be then taken to the place that needs to actually be healed due to new, clean cells. What about your heart? I mentioned David Smith's heart. Well, again, on the left-hand side, day 1, the red indicates inflammation after 5 months. There's a lot of testimonials available for all of these pictures that I'm sharing with you here now. Inflammation reduction, a lot to do with arthritis as well, and osteoarthritis. Clearly shows the red, the scan there, high inflammation, and after only 30 minutes, inflammation reduced. Inflammation being one of the greatest causes of that pain that a lot of people carry. Reduce inflammation, reducing the pain. Once the inflammation's reduced, the pain is under control. Now the healing can actually start to happen. But this sounds all too good to be true. And last year I had somebody said, it's a placebo. And I said, well, the last time I looked, horses and dogs and animals, they don't really know what a patch is and what a patch isn't. And here you've got photographs of a horse. Again, you've got the red is the inflammation. Look at the quality and the status of that horse. But there's something very powerful here in Poplap, probably the most famous Dachshund in South Africa. Now, Poplap, here we go. Dachshunds have a horrible issue with their hind legs, their spine. It's just something with their dog. So this poor chap here, as you can see, dragging his hind legs. But mom patched him. Yep. And after only 4 days. Now, isn't that powerful? So I've also patched my dogs. In fact, both of my dogs, our one dog had an operation on her paw. Gave her the patch. The doctor said 6 weeks before she can go on the beach and run around. After 3 weeks, stitches out running on the beach, and the vet was, wow, okay. So, yeah. Let us get back onto the humans. Increase in collagen. Ladies, I've got one client in the UK. She says, I will use this because of the quality of my hair, the strength in my nails, and my skin. Not only do I feel good, but outwardly. So imagine what my hair is, my skin, and my nails. So imagine what it's doing internally. Increasing collagen. Vitiligo, after 1 year. Now this gentleman the gentleman on the right-hand side, he's building a large business because of the results of this. It looks like he hasn't even got it anymore. Wound healing. Because now you're generating or reactivating those dormant stem cells and regenerating stem cells, healing improves dramatically. What about blood circulation? The left-hand side, that is the red blood cells, all squashed up like marshmallows, dehydrated, not oxygenated, and after only 10 minutes. This is what can happen. Blood circulation, day 1, day 5. Water retention. What about hair loss? I've got a way to go. I think I need to start patching on the top here. I shave as well, whoops, which doesn't help. But hair loss, huge improvements in that. Hair, skin, nails, that for you. But Lifewave isn't only about healing if you have a dis-ease or pain or anxieties and those types of things. It's started out in 2004 with Energy Enhancer. This was David Schmidt's first patch, and you can see multiple sports people on the screen there. You recognize most of those faces. But Lifewave first gained international recognition in sports because of Michael Phelps and the Olympic swimming team from the US wore them in the Olympic Games in 2004. Now, the Olympic Committee, I have no doubt you know this already, are extremely strict on drugging, on people taking enhancing blood and various things to make their sport, them active more. They're more active. I'm losing my words here. My patches run out of power. So the Olympic Committee did their whole research, gave back all the gold medals, and said they can find nothing going into the body. This is science, and this is legitimate and real. And there's multiple other sports people. South African cricket team, men's cricket team use it, and there's many other people who are actually using it for sports and to remain functioning at a higher level as well. So there are 9 different patches. The foundational patch, X39, is the one for the stem cell rejuvenation. The next favorite one of most people, and very close second for me, is Aeon. Also known as the happy patch, Aeon works beautifully with the X39 for inflammation. So when you're ready to patch, and the person invited you knows what it is that you're looking for help with, and they'll see you've got inflammation, You start maybe with the Aon and then add the X39. They work powerfully together. Other patches, X49 for performance. I'm just going to bring these up for pain, glutathione, and various other things. What I'd say is at the beginning, everybody would start, and the base protocol is X39, add Aon, and then add the other patches according to your individual needs as you're going through this as well. But you can wear multiple patches at the same time. So I mentioned earlier on at the beginning about, well, there's cost, but let's put it into perspective first of all. When people talk to me about cost, I want to frame this quickly. You see, the cost is that pain, anxiety, disease, diabetes that you've been carrying for years. You've been incurring the cost by not being able to live a full life, by not being able to work, by not being able to run your business, play with your children, go on holiday, whatever has restricted you, that's the cost. The cost going forward is lack of changing now. So you're going to continue to incur that cost going forward unless you change. So what I like to look at is saying this is actually investment because you're investing in your health here. The other perspective is most people have heard about stem cell injections, now around $10,000, but in South Africa, anywhere from 250 to 500,000 Rand, with only a 50% chance of actually working, although some of the science that I've read last year showed closer to 30% chance. That is a huge amount of money on something which may or is less likely to work than it actually is, and also only treats one area, whereas the patch is holistic. So whether you've got pain in your knees and you've also dealing with, you want to reduce the fine lines and wrinkles, I call it my facial braille. I worked hard for these wrinkles. I don't want to lose all of them. But it's also going to help with that as well. So it's not only going to sort out that area of pain of yours, but holistically. Now that, to me, becomes, it doesn't matter what the price is. But we need to know what it is. So you can retail it here, $150 compared to $10,000. That's a no-brainer. Okay. And the other patch is called the Support R, only $80. But why retail when you can wholesale? And that is the key thing that a lot of us focus on, is helping people get the patches for the best possible price. So buying it directly from Lifewave, and you get it for wholesale at $99 with, 30-day money back. Invited you. So what have we got here? I've been through the company. I've been through the person is. I've shown you why you need these, how they work, what is this product. So you're in the right place, the right time, and the right product, and the right company. What happens next? Well, you can join as a retail customer and pay the retail price, or why not join as a preferred customer? And a preferred customer means that you're saying, I just want to use the patches and gain the benefit at the best possible price. And there's some bonuses as well where you buying it as a preferred customer. If you're looking and saying, well, I'd actually like to turn this, if this works for me as the way that it's being described, I'd actually like to turn this into a business, then you'd register as a brand partner. And there's other benefits and so on that you can get from that, get back to the person who invited you from there. So let's move very briefly over to the business side. I mentioned you at the beginning, we're talking about health and wealth. So what's important in your life? Family, time, security, travel, less debt, better health. What are you looking for in 2026? If you looked forward and said, in December 2026, I will have a different life. The Christmas tree will be bigger. There will be more presents on it. And we're going to go on holiday. What are you doing right now to get the finances to be able to do that? Because here's the reality of the economy. And this is South African numbers. I've been working this out for many, many years. When I was once asked, what is your personal inflation? Not the government one. It's a fictitious number. Your personal. And in South Africa, it's 19% on average every year over the last 6 years. That if you're getting a 10% pay increase, good luck, well done, but you're still going backwards by 9% because the cost of living goes up. So what would an extra $500 a month do for you? What about $1,000? How much of a difference would that make in your pocket? On top of
this tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom, because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself and, even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question.
Lifewave is ranked as one of the top network marketing companies in the world and number one in momentum. I shared that earlier on, but there was something else that's very powerful. That estimated commission payout of 60%. What that means is that 60% of the revenues paid out to the brand partners, the people who are sharing this, where typically in the industry it's around 45. So Lifewave not only is the fastest growing, but pays out the highest. To me, that's pretty valuable. There's a duplicatable system in place, and that's key. Whatever business you have, whether you have a job, you're running a coffee shop or a hair salon, or you're busy building a system, or you're looking at a team like this, where there's duplication available, that's when you're leveraging other people's time. So then you start making money while you sleep. Pretty good for me as far as I'm concerned. So let's have a look typically at a conventional business versus the Lifewave business model. Typical business, high startup costs. I've started multiple different businesses over the years. I was in hospitality for many years, for 27. And the difference between what it costs to set up a coffee shop, a restaurant, or a hotel compared to this it's not debatable, really. High risk in conventional business, extremely low risk here, or no risk. If you decide that you want to treat this as a business, maybe not initially, but down the line, once you've seen personally how it's helped you, patch first, profit second, it's what I talk about, then there's no additional costs. You're already registered. If you registered and you bought a package, you're in. You've effectively already got a franchise model if you want. Lots of stress in conventional business. Stress-free, well, okay, different stress and not nearly the same as traditional business, but we're still dealing with people, so yeah. But long hours versus making your own schedule, that's a key difference. Taking back control, not only of your health, but also of your personal economy. Trial and error in conventional business, I look at that and I go, competition. Opening up a restaurant, when I built a restaurant many years ago, I couldn't go to the restaurant down the corner and say, what was the main things that you did to make money here? The owner's not going to tell me. That's competition. Here, we're talking about a proven system, and what I like to say is collaboration. We work together as a team. You've got a conventional business with a learning curve that is extremely steep and scary, whereas here we have mentorship. So you've got people walking the path with you. Limited earning potential in conventional business versus unlimited here. And that really is a key part, is to say, if you want to get those top 50, those 100 goals achieved, what do you need? What income do you need in order to get there? I'm going to need unlimited earning potential for me. So Lifewave works on a unilevel hybrid binary system, and it's an extremely lucrative business model. I've been in this industry since 2008 and multiple different organizations, yet to come across one so simple and so financially beneficial. So there's 9 ways of making money. Pretty decent. Get unilevel bonuses. Don't worry about too much about the words here. If you've never done this before, it's fine. We've got programs and training, and the person invited you can take you through. But those who've done network marketing before will recognize this. Paying up to $20,000 per person, and this is per week, those numbers. And up to $25,000 per week in binary bonuses. And last night I was on a call with Javi Soler, who's in the US, who earns this and more already. It took him 3.5 years. It is real. Time is now. But only if you're serious about taking control of your health and well-being. Now, for me, it wasn't a question of, am I serious about it? It was a question of, do I want to pay for the patches from my pocket, Or would I prefer for Lifewave to be paying for the patches for me? So get back to the person who invited you, get back to the person who shared this recording with you, and find out how you can start getting patched today. It literally takes 10 minutes to plug in. And if you found this valuable, you found this interesting, I've got some friends, I want them to see this as well. Take a screenshot of this, please. We run presentations and training on an ongoing basis. And if my accent has befuddled you a little bit and you want it in Afrikaans, there you go. You've got it Wednesdays, Afrikaans, 7 p.m. South Africa time as well. And then training on Thursdays. In fact, tomorrow evening, I've been asked to come and do the training. And we're going to specifically be talking about how do you set those dreams in place for 2026. But this is training like you've never seen before, because I'm not talking about the traditional SMART goals and those things. We're going off center here. I'm doing that tomorrow at 8 p.m. Hook back in with the person. They'll send you these invitations. Invite your friends and family. Or if you want to see this again from a different presenter with the same information, but from a different perspective, 8 p.m. on Friday would be the next one for you there. So thank you very much. It's been wonderful sharing with you. I'm now
Guys, thanks for watching. As you can see, it's a no-brainer. We 20-year-old pioneers in the Lifewave technology. On this slide, you'll find QR codes. You can scan them and go and see more testimonials on there. If you want to see the full testimonials, it will be on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. That will give you the full testimonials with a presentation of how to wear the product and what you can get out of it. If you're one of those that struggle with data, you can follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. And if you want to know more about the product, you can scan my QR code for my WhatsApp. It'll take you direct to my WhatsApp, and I can send you information, or if you want to know more. Next to the WhatsApp, you'll find another QR code with an M in it, and that takes you to my email address, and you can drop me an email. And then on the other side of the slide, you'll find Telegram. If you use Telegram, you can scan there and it takes you straight to my Telegram. So, no hassle to try and type it in and whatnot. And this is Johnny signing out from Johannesburg, South Africa. Live a happy, younger, healthier, and pain-free life. And I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.